Alright, before we get to measuring the camshaft here, I'll kind of explain, or at least how I understand the cam card. Top numbers across here, get the smarticles here. We'll turn it the right way. Well, good afternoon, everybody here in Oval Window Racing. And today we're going to be talking about camshafts. What I have here is one of Engel's more popular cams designed for Volkswagen horsepower. It is the FK8. So I'll tell it's right here. It's stamped right on the end of the camshaft. This is aftermarket, and it's designed to use the bolt-on cam gear. You can either use an adjustable one, or they make an all aluminum one. More of a stock configuration that bolts on here. And I do have a video, I'll try to link it down below or at the end of this video, how to install that bolt-on cam gear. This camshaft here is used, and I picked it up for Emily's engine that's going to be going in a Hubert back here. Now the reason, well, a couple different reasons I chose a used one is, of course, I like to save money. And I picked this used camshaft up for a whopping 50 bucks. I think new, I'm gonna say just shy of $200 new. I think I've seen them priced anywhere from 140 to 230 depending on where you're getting them from. I generally have custom camshafts when I'm running in Simon. It is a custom camshaft, originally ground by SLR Racing. He's no longer around, so I haven't tried SL1 Racing yet, but Shag out in California is also grinding camshafts and lifters. I'm probably going to try to send him a box of lifters here. Haven't decided if I'm going to do a reground lifters with this cam or just try picking up some new ones from my machinist. He's actually got a set of lifters that he likes and says that work really well. We may give them a shot. Now I know what you're saying, used camshaft. Why would you pick a used camshaft other than to save money? Well, one of the good reasons is that this sucker is already broke in. And if you know anything about the air-cooled or flat-tapped lifters, cams, is sometimes it's hard to get them broke in where they don't go flat. So we already know that this sucker's broke in, so the good chance of this thing surviving on the rebuild is going to be top-notch. Technically, I'm running a used cam in Simon here because I've gone through the engine I think 2 times now since I've put the camshaft in there, and the last time I put it in there, I put a brand new set of lifters in because the ones I was running before were broke. They weren't broke on the mating surface or the marrying surface. They were actually broke at the pushrod surface. So I decided to put a brand new set in, something I've lived by and go by, something I've heard back when I first started on used camshafts, as the old timers would say, it's all right to run a used camshaft with new lifters, but don't try running a new camshaft with used lifters. I've never tried that, so I don't know if that saying's true or not. I've always done the used camshaft with new lifters, or the same lifters, put in the same spot. But here, today I'm going to show you kind of how to measure this, because the next step before we put this in the engine is to make sure each one of these lobes is, relatively close, and I'm going to show you how to measure for that, and also to see if they are, close to where they were originally ground at. So hang in there with me. All right, a couple things you're going to need here to do this is, of course, the camshaft. 2 is if you can get the cam card, and you're going to need yourself a digital calipers here. All right, before we get to measuring the camshaft here, I'll kind of explain, or at least how I understand the cam card. The top numbers across here, get the smarticles here, we'll turn it the right way. Basically, it tells you the descriptions, VW, FK8, and then they got the lift and duration with the rocker arms, and then where the recommendation for the valve lash should be set at. Then you come down here, this is more like if you're going to be dialing in your cam, kind of the numbers you're going to kind of need, and I got to kind of remember how to do that, but maybe in the future here when we're setting this camshaft up, I do have an adjustable cam gear for it. Maybe we'll try to play and see if we can dial the cam in a little bit. And then down here, the numbers are without the rocker arm. So this is at the lobe. You got the lobe, and then the duration at half or 50 thousandths lift, and then the lobe center from center to center is 108. But yeah, the number that we are going to be looking at today is this 383, and that's the full lift at the lobe. Kind of a little brief thing on the cam here. When you're adjusting your valve lash, you're adjusting on this end of the cam, and then when you get full lift, and when the basically it'll be on the lift of the lobe up here. The lifter basically rides on here. Like I said earlier, we need cam card, calipers, camshaft. I'm going to turn on the digital calipers here, and we're just going to grab the lobe, not here yet. We're not going to grab it here yet. We're going to grab it right in the center, right in the middle here. Try to find, the lowest point in the middle, and then zero it out. Or in millimeters. We want inches. Is that inches? That's not inches. Inches up here. There we go. Alright, let's do that again. So yeah, we're right at 0. Then we're just going to let it lift up and try to find the highest point here on the peak. It seems to be a good, I seen a 375 there, 374. There we are. Roughly 370. Then we'll move on down. We'll check the next one. Bring her on up. And we hit 370 again. And a third one. And 370 again. About 373 again. So one main reason I'm checking this is to kind of see, the health of the cam. And it's a little smaller than what the specs are on here by a few thousandths. But what I am seeing is that each one of these lobes is pretty much consistent in what they've lost. So I'm going to say this is good. We're going to try running it in Hubert. We're not going for all-out performance in Hubert right now. Emily still needs to learn how to drive the car. And in the process of that, she's going to learn how to build the engine first and, how to build the car first. And we still got a long road ahead of us, but, this is just one more step in the collection towards, a learning experience. But yeah, I've had good luck in the past, running used cams, and I'll probably continue doing it in the future, as long as you, take the time to measure everything and see where everything is at, things should be good. I'm hoping this camshaft will perform well. There's some basic steps on, checking your camshaft, making sure it's up to par. We're in the process of collecting all the parts, and hopefully this weekend we'll go pick up Emily's case and flywheel that we have up at the machinist, and then we can start fitting everything into the case. And one of the things we'll be fitting is this camshaft after we clean it up. But yeah, until next time, keep shifting those gears, keep cruising, and enjoy the ride. I'm out of here. Before I was just